السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلي وسلم على من أرسله الله رحمة وهداية ونورا للعالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا دائما متصلا إلى يوم الدين. All praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord of the world, whose mercy and guidance we seek. And may Allah's peace and blessings be upon the last and the seal of all the prophets and messengers, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon his family, companions, and upon whoever follow his footsteps to the day of judgment. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to today's lesson on the Tafsir of Surah MARYAM Ayah. Inshallah, today we're going to highlight verses 54 and 55, the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, واذكر في الكتاب إسماعيل إنه كان صادق الوعد وكان رسولا نبيا وكان يأمر أهله بالصلاة والزكاة وكان عند ربه مرضيا واذكر في الكتاب إسماعيل إنه كان صادق الوعد وكان رسولا نبيا وكان يأمر أهله بالصلاة والزكاة وكان عند ربه مرضيا. Yesterday we have highlighted and ended the story of Prophet Musa and his brother Harun, and we said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Musa and Harun to Fir'aun, and Fir'aun at the time was the governor, was the ruler of Egypt, who used to punish the children of Israel. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent both Musa and Harun to him, so as to ask him to leave the children of Israel, go with them and not to punish them anymore. But Fir'aun rejected and resisted. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wiped him out with his army in the sea. And this is in the Quran. And said also that Musa alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out of his love to his brother Harun. And that's why we say that we as Muslim brothers and sisters, we should love each other, because this is in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructs us in the Quran that all of us Muslims, brothers and sisters, are brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. And he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the likelihood of the members of that ummah are like the one body. Like the one body. Today inshallah we're going to highlight the story of another prophet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these two verses is highlighting the story of Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. He subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيلِ وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيلِ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and say to him, O Prophet Muhammad, mention in the book Prophet Ismail. So what is the meaning of the word book here in these two verses? Quran. It is the Quran. Yeah. So وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيل. So the word al-kitab here means the Quran, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the Quran. And Brother Sufyan, what is the meaning of the word Quran? Yeah, Quran is the Furqan. Yeah, that's right. But what is the meaning of the word Quran? Brother Shima.
Brother.
Yeah, Haraman. What is the meaning of the word Quran? Sinali.
Recitation.
Yeah, recitation. Quran is taken from recitation. Quran is recitation. So, O Prophet Muhammad, mention in your book, mention in your Quran, and once again, this is another miraculous sign of the Quran, because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew nothing at all about the stories of those prophets. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam knew nothing before the revelation came down upon him about the story of Prophet Ibrahim with his father, with his people, about the story of Prophet Musa with Fir'aun, about the story of Prophet Isa. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as you know, was unlettered. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling him about all of these stories in order to show the disbelievers of Quraysh that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam is supported by divine revelation. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam is supported by divine revelation. And this is in the Quran. In so many positions in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stressed that fact that his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is supported by divine revelation. For example, in the very beginning of the chapter or surah of An-Najm, we have a chapter in the Quran called An-Najm, the star, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ عَلَّمَهُ شَدِيدُ الْقُوَىٰ. عَلَّمَهُ شَدِيدُ الْقُوَىٰ. Meaning that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam does not speak out of his own whim. No, he sallallahu alayhi wasallam is supported with divine revelation, and he was taught by Shadidul Quwa. Who is Shadidul Quwa? Who is Shadidul Quwa? Excellent. Shadidul Quwa is Jibreel. He's the strong angel. Shadidul Quwa is Jibreel. In Arabic, it's written like that. Shadidu al-Quwa. The strong angel. That's Jibreel alayhi salam. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to send Jibreel upon the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam down with any revelation he wants. So, once again, when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam tells the disbelievers of Quraysh about all the stories of those prophets, they were supposed to believe firmly in him sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because they knew that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam was unlettered. They knew that he sallallahu alayhi wasallam was unlettered. So, وَذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيل. Who is Ismail? Yes, son of Ibrahim. He is the oldest son of Ibrahim. He is the oldest son of Ibrahim. And he is the son of Hajar. He is son of Hajar. And he is the father of all the Arabs of Hijaz. Ismail alayhi salam is the father of all the Arabs of Hijaz. وَذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيل. And we, before that, we gave him a title. What is the title of Ismail alayhi salam? No, the companion of Allah or the friend of Allah is his father Ibrahim. Excellent. But what is the title of Ismail? Huh? The slaughtered one. The slaughtered one. Al-Dhabih. The slaughtered one. So this is title. So وَذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيل. And Ismail is the forefather of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is the forefather of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ismail is the forefather of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we say the lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib ibn Hashim ibn Abd Manaf ibn Qusay ibn Kilab ibn Murrah ibn son of Sansa, until sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached Ismail. Until sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached Ismail. So Ismail is the forefather of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِسْمَاعِيل. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes Ismail with the following description and says, إِنَّهُ كَانَ صَادِقَ الْوَعْدِ وَكَانَ رَسُولًا نَبِيًّا. صَادِقَ الْوَعْدِ means that he used to keep his promise. He used to keep his promise. And brothers and sisters, keeping promise is one of the characteristics of the true believers. Is one of the characteristics of the true believers. And if one doesn't keep his promise, he is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ showed that in one of his authentic hadiths. He ﷺ says, آية المنافق ثلاث إذا حدث كذب وإذا وعد أخلف وإذا اؤتمن خان. Meaning that the signs of hypocrisy, the signs of a hypocrite are three. Number one, if he speaks, he tells lies. If he speaks, he tells lies. And if he makes a promise, he breaks it. If he makes a promise, he breaks it. And if he is entrusted with something, he betrays the trust. If he is entrusted with something, he betrays the trust. Brothers and sisters, Islam is a religion that all the time asks and orders his followers to keep their promise, even with non-Muslims. Even with non-Muslims. In the Quran, in Surah At-Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam not to break his promises, not to break his covenants, even with the disbelievers. Even with the disbelievers. That's why it's of cardinal importance for all of us as Muslims to keep our promise. To keep our promise. Because breaking a promise is a sign of hypocrisy. Is a sign of hypocrisy. That in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises Prophet Ismail alayhi salam and said that he used to keep his promise. He used to keep his promise. Another explanation for that word, Sadiq al-Wa'di, some scholars said that he obeyed Allah's order. If you still remember the story of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he saw in his dream that he is slaughtering Ismail. Ibrahim alayhi salam saw this in his dream so many times. That's why he went to his son Ismail and said to him, "Oh my son, I saw in my dream that I'm slaughtering you. So what's your opinion?" Ismail doesn't hesitate and said to his father, "Do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders you. Do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders you." So he was so obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was so obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is another meaning of this word, إِنَّهُ كَانَ صَادِقَ الْوَعْدِ. So صادق al-wa'd, either that he used to keep his promise, and this is one of the characteristics of true believers, or that he was so obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because he showed no hesitation at all when his father told him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered me to slaughter you. وَكَانَ رَسُولًا نَبِيًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also described Ismail alayhi salam by the fact that he was a messenger and a prophet. He was both a messenger and a prophet. After that, he subhanahu wa ta'ala continues mentioning his description for Prophet Ismail. وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ. Prophet Ismail used to order his family to offer prayer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to give out zakah. And to give out zakah. Here is a very important point. Here is a very important point. Brothers and sisters, I'll tell you right now about one of the instructions, guidance for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you do it at home, you and your wife, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will view you and will subhanahu wa ta'ala consider you as one of those who frequently mention the remembrance, dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which is that? You know that man is the guardian in his house, and woman also has to look after her house. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructs husbands if they get up at night to make prayer, it's recommended for them, it's recommended for the husbands to make their wives get up to make prayer. To make prayer at night. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, Whosoever gets up at night and makes 2 rak'ah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and makes his wife get up and they both offers 2 rak'ahs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will consider them from those who frequently mention his remembrance subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's a sunnah from the Prophet ﷺ when you wake up to make the prayer of at night or the night prayer, tahajjud or qiyamul layl, it's sunnah, it's recommended for you to make your wife get up and you both offer 2 rak'ahs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will consider you among those who frequently mention His subhanahu wa ta'ala remembrance. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ. And it is your responsibility to search for the members of your family, whether they pray or not, whether they are following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ or not, because it is a trust entrusted to you. This is in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Your wife is a trust, your children is a trust, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold you accountable for the trust. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold you accountable for this trust on the day of judgment. وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ وَكَانَ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ مَرْضِيًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was pleased with him. And brothers and sisters, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of us, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of us to be pleased with us. Why? This is one of the greatest blessings in Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. What is al-husna? Allah said this in the Quran. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى. Like that. Al-husna. What is the meaning of al-husna?
Character?
No. Al-Jannah. Al-husna is al-Jannah. Meaning that those who do good deeds, those who are true believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them with Jannah. But it will not with the Jannah only. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَزِيَادَةً. There is an extra reward. What is the extra reward? Ziyada. This is the word translated in Arabic. Ziyada. What is the extra reward for them?
Ziyada means big and it's Firdaus. Jannat al-Firdaus.
No. The meaning of ziyada here is seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with no barrier. Seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, believers in Jannah would be able to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Jannah is al-husna. Ziyada is seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, one of the greatest blessings in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as recorded in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is that one day in Jannah, inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to admit all of us in Jannah. One day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would go to the believers in Jannah and subhanahu wa ta'ala would ask them, "Oh my servants, do you want anything so that I could provide you with?" The believers would reply to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Oh our Lord, you have honored us. You have rewarded us with Jannah. Everything is okay with us." Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "No, today I will be pleasing with you so that my anger shouldn't afflict you anyway." That's to say that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleasing with us, so this is also one of the greatest blessings for us in this world life. And inshallah we ask him subhanahu wa ta'ala to be pleasing with us in Jannah. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Prophet Ismail, وَكَانَ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ مَرْضِيًّا, meaning that he the Almighty was pleasing with Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. So, in brief, وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and this is one of the miraculous signs that the Quran is a book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ismail alayhi salam is the forefather of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. إِنَّهُ كَانَ صَادِقَ الْوَعْدِ, meaning that he used to keep his promise, or that he was so obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was a messenger and at the same time a prophet. We show the difference between the messenger and prophet for that. And he used to order his family to offer prayer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to give out zakah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was pleasing with him. So, you have any questions?
You have a promise, like you promise something bad.
Bad?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're not able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So this is considered like you didn't keep a promise, or
Promise should be with something good. Promise should be with something. That is the first place. Even when you make a yameen or take an oath, if you take an oath to make something displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructs us that you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't fulfill your oath, and you should do the thing that is good and make kafara. Make kafara for the oath you made. That is in the same way. Yeah. Any other questions? Sinal, you have any questions? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
this question. Don't give me. I get to say no more.